More than any other professional league, the NBA is the one where a single player can make the biggest impact. On this week's Four Downs, we ask, if given a choice, which player would we want on our team going into the 2015 NBA playoffs? Welcome back, Anthony Cornelli, Pierre Evans, Just, David Hurley. All right, I'm going to throw out a little asterisk on that question. LeBron James is off the table because I think we all agree that LeBron James is probably the best player in the league. Except for LeBron James, who do you go as far as your go-to man if you were the coach?
That's a surprise for you. Shouldn't be a surprise. I got Kawhi Leonard. Who, for me, is not only one of the best players in the league, but he's pound for pound the best defensive player in the league. When I say the best defensive player, is that not only can he play the 2, he can play the 3, he can play the 4, can guard ones, but he disrupts everything you do on defense and can score 20, 25 points per game.
That's one heck of a choice.
And he's definitely my choice because not only was he Finals MVP last year, but when he came back from injury this year, you see what the Spurs have been doing. They won 11 in a row, and they're creeping. They're creeping on the Golden State Warriors, and they're scaring everybody in the Western Conference.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. But
because they have that experience.
If I'm going to go with anyone, I'm going to go with the team in the East, and I'm going to be repetitive from our last segment, and I'm going to take Kyrie Irving. Anytime you have a guy who can score 57 points against the San Antonio Spurs in a regular season game, I'll take that point guard any day of the week. This guy's been raining threes all season. Not Steph Curry threes. He's going to hit up to close to 300 at this point. But I really do love him, and the reason why is because he's playing with LeBron James. LeBron James is going to be taking so much attention away that he's going to get some open shots, and this guy can nail it.
I'm going to go with someone who's been written off a little bit. He's up there with the Currys and the LeBrons and the MVP chatter. I'm going with James Harden.
Oh, you took that. Oh, that was it.
I mean,
James Harden. I have him.
The Rockets,
he's phenomenal.
The Rockets have been injured all year.
Yeah.
They don't have the roster that the Golden State Warriors do, or the Cleveland Cavaliers have. And he's put the team in a position where not only they're fighting for their playoffs, they're fighting for home court advantage. And MVP status is the best player in the league for the team, not the best player on the best team.
And not to count 27.5 points per game. He's attempted 800 free throws this year. He's made 693 of them. He might be the 11th player to hit the 700 mark. James Harden is phenomenal at drawing penalties and drawing fouls. And that's what you need in drawing free throws in the playoffs. There is no other player like him. And you ask anybody in the league, and they will tell you he is extremely gifted and creative.
Absolutely. But in the playoffs, they game plan. Other coaches watch. They watch tape too. They know exactly what's going to happen.
And he's going to play against Doc Rivers.
And Dwight, we're not sure if he's 100% healthy. The whole game plan of the whole team goes to James. He holds the ball. He leads the league in possession.
But you can't give him the ball though, because if you give him the ball, he scores. Well, and if you foul him, he's sinking. I think Doc Rivers is going to have an answer for him, and I think the Clippers might even actually win the first round, even though that James Harden has had a phenomenal season, like you said. He has been an MVP type player, but I don't see it. I think the playoffs, it's going to be a real big matchup. I see Cleveland going all the way in the East, and I see in the West. I like the San Antonio Spurs, and I do like Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. When we talk about James Harden, I want to go back to James Harden because I know we broke down his game a little bit, but I'm curious to see when you talk about a game plan. The reason why James Harden is so effective is because whether he's with the ball, dishing, he's creative, he anticipates, he's 3 moves ahead of everybody else, plus on the free throw line, he's incredible. He's literally phenomenal. I said it before. So how do you guard or how do you game plan against a guy like that? Because if it was so easy over a course of 80 some odd games, they would have been able to do it, and they haven't, which he's averaging 27.5 points.
Yeah, but the last 3 years, he's crept up his productivity. He's doing good. He's scoring a ton. He's rebounding more, but he's a liability on defense. And my pick, going back to my pick, Kawhi Leonard, is a stud defensive player and can score just as much in the playoffs. And you see it in the playoffs, the game slows down. And the coaches, the game plan against that particular guy, let him take all the shots. We don't care. At the end of the day, he's not going to make his other teammates better because the team, Beverly's injured out for the year. Matthew is not 100% healthy. And Dwight we're not exactly sure what he's going to do in the playoffs.
Their bench is 2 weeks, so he's going to, as much as he can play 36 minutes, 37 minutes in the playoffs, that's 8 minutes he'll be out, they're going to be very soft. Very soft. Gentlemen, love the energy. It's good to have the RBTL crew back for a show. Thanks for taking the time. But before you go anywhere, we're talking pretender contender. Stay with us. We're talking NHL hockey. Should be a good one. Don't go anywhere. Hey, sports junkies, like what you see? Click that subscribe button for more exclusive content.